look around you. Where you are right now, as you're watching this, look around your house. There are tools you have you're not using that can actually fetch you a whole lot of funds.
Forget about what people are saying. Don't listen to what people are saying. What people say about you or think about you is none of your business.
Many entrepreneurs want to build a business at the same time feed from the business. It cannot work. In Lagos,
but you just get to do something. Stop waiting for manna to fall from heaven.
Never you at any point think you have 100% strength. It's not possible. So as a leader, you focus on your strength 100%, then your weakness, you get someone to fill it in. Now, the person you are bringing in, ensure that the person's weakness is your strength.
You have to come with something to the table. So what are you coming with as a woman? What are you bringing? Is it your intellect? Is it your beauty? We all know that beauty doesn't help anybody. If not, I'll be where Dangote is today.
Please, if you are listening to me, don't try and sell what is not sellable if you don't have the funds to push it.
Thank you for connecting with Simeon Ononobi today. Live sessions hold every Tuesday and Friday at 5 p.m. Please turn on post notifications for live updates.
Hi, this is another wonderful time. It's Tuesday and it is 5 p.m. Nigerian time. It is 11 a.m. Dallas time, 9 a.m. San Francisco time. Wherever you are in the world, this is Connect with Simeon. It's a show that highlights the wonderful things Africans and Nigerians are doing across the world. We're trying to showcase what we can do to make sure that we become a healthy society across Africa. I want to show the lovely people doing lovely stuff across the world. And today with me, I have a lovely guest. We've had investors, we've had staff, we've had entrepreneurs, we've had directors, we've had everything, but we've not had an inventor like we have in the studio today, an inventor par excellence. He is no other person than Tunde. Everybody knows him as Tunde Mo Aguda. Getting this guy was really difficult. He's always in his studio working hard and trying to build stuff. Like you can't believe what this guy has built. He's built awesome stuff. He just comes up with it. I don't know how he does. He just wakes up and says, you know what, I can build a cubicle for you. I can build an office for you. I can do this. I can do that. He just keeps building stuff. And he's built stuff for so many people. He looked at Iroko TV and said, I'm going to build some stuff for them. He's built, like recently he did something about social distancing, creating a platform where people can actually stay 6 feet apart from each other. This guy is really amazing. You need to get to hear him. And like always, we all struggle, and he has also struggled, but he's making it. He's doing something awesome. He's doing something great. So let me bring him into the studio. Yeah.
Morning time in the US, right? Okay. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. It's evening over here in Nigeria.
Yeah. Today,
it's nice to be on the show. Finally, nice to be on the show.
Yeah, getting you was really difficult. Okay. I remember you were supposed to be my first or second guest, but it was difficult to track you down. So finally, I've gotten into the studios. Yeah. So,
yeah, nice. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, today, my vision is that we would build Africa together. We would come and fix this country together, these countries across Africa, and make them know that we are actually smart people. And, in course of doing this, I have learned a lot from different people. I have seen wonderful people, but today you amaze me. You really, really do amaze me. And I keep my distance when I watch you. And I'm like, no, I need to bring this guy into the studios. People need to hear, how do you think? Let's take it from the beginning.
the thinking.
How the very beginning, where did you start from? You know, what was your upbringing like? You know, everything. Like, just let's meet Tunde Mo Aguda.
Okay, so it's very simple. I think most times your parents have the strongest influence over you, and for me, my parents my dad in particular was actually the strong influence. I'm actually a replica of my dad, right? And a lot of people might not know. So my father was an electrical engineer. Okay, no, my father is still an electrical engineer, because sometimes we joke around in his studio, in his workshop, and he still makes stuff at 73. You understand? He makes stuff at 73. And he was a big influence growing up. So this is the summary of my growing up. So I was born in Kaduna, right? Kaduna State. My father worked in P&T. P&T became NITEL, right? So my dad was a communication engineer, and my father won a scholarship to go and study in the US. So 1980, my dad moved to the US, and we had to join him he moved to the US in 79, and we had to join him in 1980. And we were in the US for like 6 years. And throughout the process, I watched my dad create stuff when he was still schooling in the US, right? And we were all together in the US. So when we came back to Nigeria, that's when my dad actually started really making stuff back in the late 80s. And watching my dad tinker on things was certain that was going to rub off on me, because I was also very restless. So I think this was practically the very first influence of creating stuff that came. That's where I got it from. Actually, I think if my dad wasn't an electrical engineer, and if my dad wasn't making things, I would have never have become an IT person in the first place. Now, because it's interesting to know that I started as an IT person, and I'm still an IT person, but I later moved on to hardware, making stuff, because I thought solving problems in IT was this was getting populated. And I wanted to now start expressing myself in a way that I knew the terrain was very, very virgin. So that's why I moved into fabrication.
Wow. Like, today, I can't even start from somewhere. Like, you've built softwares. I know. I mean, I remember RAM for estates.
Yes.
It was a lovely software used by a lot of estates. I think still used today by a lot of estates. And you moved on to building cubicles.
Yes.
Like physical cubicles in different locations. And then you've built so many lovely things. Like, what comes into your, don't you think, because I would say you're like the Nigerian Elon Musk. Don't you think like this is too much? Like, how can I?
Okay. So let me, there are backstories for everything I do. There's always a backstory for everything. And let me interest you about the kiosk, right? The kiosk thing was a very funny one. So apparently, my friend Muyiwa is into real estate, right? And was doing quite a number of estates in Lekki. And I think I need to give it to him, because he was the one that actually saw it to me, that said he was in the UK, and he snapped a picture from his hotel room, and it showed me a mobile kiosk. And he said the cost of this kiosk is really, really expensive if you do not bring it out to Nigeria. Because first of all, we're talking about £3,000. And when you convert to £3,000, that is exclusive of even logistics, shipping to Nigeria. They're clearing it at the port. So when we did the math, and I was like, bro, let's build this thing in Nigeria, man. Let's get around. So the fundamental of fact was simple, was that we wanted something that was totally collapsible, and we could just arrange it and fix it on site. So we knew that if we were building kiosks, that we had to move them wherever we were building from, and moving them to Lekki, we knew we were going to pay through a lot of money to even move those ready-made kiosks. Then I thought about that. Okay, fine. Since I'm into prototyping, let me just create prototypes of something. And the interesting thing about it is that if I know you're an IT person, every design, every idea starts with a sketch. Even if it's a software, you have to write the logic and you have to do the prototype of how it's going to work. So we just replicated what I've been doing in software into fabrication. We had the prototypes, we designed it, and let me say this, that it's very important to always make sure that you take the burden off your artisans, because your artisans in the Nigerian context, they know how to finish, they know how to do things, but they work better when you've actually done your prototype and you know what exactly your dimensions, you have your specifications. This, I want this here, I want this here, I want this, I want that. It takes the burden off them. If you're just going to say, brother, do this for me, it means you're giving them the task that they did not prepare themselves for, because they are not critical thinkers. They know how to finish things. We, as people that have been in IT, done a lot of things, we are the ones that are supposed to handle critical thinking. And I think that's where we'll be able to get it right. Since we're able to do the critical thinking, we're already done a lot of the things that the guys are going to finish or going to do. So, and I didn't just involve one person. The welder did his own work. The carpenters did his own work. The aluminum guys did their own work. You understand? So everything now came together. So they now see me as like the pinky and the brain guy. That the guy, this is the guy that knows how he wants his things done. I don't come to my welders and tell them I want to do this. I come with my welders with prototypes. I come with my welders with sketches. I come with dimensions, so they know what size to cut every single thing. So that makes the difference between us and the people that just say, "Oh, I want this done," and they do not first think about how they're going to achieve that by first sitting down, planning it. The R&D makes a difference anyway. So that's simple. That's just know that the R&D that you put into everything makes the difference.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember when we launched Thank You Cash, you built a mobile office for us at the airport.
Yes.
And it was like, hey, today I need to launch this company. I need to launch something at the airport. Today I need okay, so somebody said cubicle, I need an office space, I needed to have a computer, I needed to be able to do this, I need to be able to do that. And today says, no worry, I'm going to deliver. And the next thing I saw is sketching my email. I saw this and I'm like, are you sure you can do this? And he goes, yeah, I'm going to deliver, don't worry. And bam, the next day we're at the airport. There was stuff going on and we had a mobile office, and that was how we actually took off. Today that business is turning to, hundreds of, like we've done a lot, tens of millions of dollars, and it's like it takes me back to say, wait, all we needed to do was just say, today I have this problem and I need this solved immediately, and somebody just starts thinking and saying, yeah, I can solve it. Now the question would now be, how do you, so this is like a new space, like fabricating and building stuff, because most youths want to sit before a computer and build a startup, or they want to write a software, or they want to work in a company or a bank.
Yes.
How do you start a legion of fabricators? Because we really do not have that. I mean, when one of my co-founders, my partner, went to China, and she brought back some pictures, I'm like, whoa, this is a fabricating continent of the world. Like, it wasn't just a country, it was like a continent. Like, everybody was fabricating one thing. You just need to think about something and it will be done for you. How do you bring that to Nigeria? How do you make people understand that this thing is doable? Because most people think, how can I build a cubicle? How can I see a problem and try to solve it? Like, how?
Okay, so it's very simple, and there are different perspectives to it. So I'm going to give you my own perspective. Now, most times, apart from the cubicle, apart from things like yours, and my friends' cubicle, and my friends' collapsible kiosk, a lot of things I create, I personally need them first of all. Interestingly, you understand, you have to first solve a problem for yourself before you get inspired to actually expand that product for other people. The good question, time when you saw the lights. Now, let me tell you the backstory of my LED ring lights. Now, so we got family Zoom meetings, right? Every 2 weeks. My former nuclear family. So that means my mother, my dad, my siblings, and myself. Apparently, I'm the only one in the country. Every other person is in the US. And they kept complaining that my lighting was terrible. That, guy, what's wrong with your lighting? Why is your lighting so terrible? So I wanted to buy ready-made ring lights. The ones that use from GG and other websites that they import. But something came up. The the pricing. I looked at this thing that like, these things were quite expensive. Then I wanted to buy a small LED ring light that I just use. Then I remember that a friend of mine wanted to start a show. She wanted to do some live videos for an e-training, an e-video training setup for WhatsApp, and that she could make into YouTube videos. So I thought about it that if I buy small lights, my small lights would eventually be useful for her, and it's going to be me. So I wanted to do lights that I could be sure of that they could be multi-purpose. So I now decided that I want to go all the way and create 18-inch lights, right? And to be honest, I didn't really do much R&D because that's where experience comes into play. So basically, I just did a little Googling, YouTube, went on YouTube and saw how they do this and these lights and all that. And I had an extra tripod at home. So instantly, I told myself that today, let's bypass this R&D, not start researching to my next step, because time was a factor. Because this Sunday was the last time I had the Zoom meetings for my parents, my family Zoom meetings. So instantly, I done the designs and I took it to cut, and I went straight to get the people that will do my finishing for me. That's another thing. When as a fabricator, it doesn't mean you do everything yourself. That's that's a misconception. People think, oh, because I'm a fabricator, I'm the guy that does molds. I'm the guy that kits. No. I don't really dabble into things that are not my strength. I focus on my strength. My strength is actually doing my initial designs, my prototype. Then I know how I want everything to come together. So I'm like a movie character. I don't necessarily need to be one actor. So I just direct them. So now back to your question. See China. See what the big problem we have is this: that our leaders need to understand that there's going to come a time, and that time came pretty quick. COVID-19 actually is one of those test run periods where you know that it's either you put your house together or everything's going to come. Now, nobody can travel for medicals outside the country. What if we have hospitals? A lot of people might have still been alive today, right? Now, that brings me to the issue of China. See what China did was that China gave themselves out, okay, we're going to shut the doors to the outside world. We're going to make sure we become a superpower, and we're going to get our act right. You see, government needs to play a major role in this thing, because even as a fabricator, there's some level of privilege you have that I have, that newbie cannot just come into the industry and start saying he's going to start solving problems. I have industry contacts. I've worked with clients across the board. So even if I have a new invention, I probably know one or two people that I'm going to kickstart it with. You understand? But to encourage people that want to come on board, first of all, if you want to come into fabrication, you need mentoring. You don't just say you're going to become an island that you are going to isolate yourself. You can't play as a lone ranger. First of all, you need someone like me to watch what I do. You need someone like me to tell you how to give you the correction of the mistakes I've made in the past. That if I had someone to enter me in this industry, I would have made those mistakes. So you need someone that will tell you that, okay, if you're going to use this material, don't use this material. You're going to have enough of course. That reminds me, you know the beautiful thing about my industry? Nothing wastes. If I'm making something out, the little of course you're seeing are going to play an important pivotal role in something else I need to make in the future. So I've got piles of course of little acrylic, foam board, aluminum, everything I need. So these are the things that if I don't tell you these trade secrets and you come on board, you just find out that you can't break even, because one way or the other, you didn't know about these things. And you keep on finding out that trying to sustain your hustle becomes really, really difficult. Now, so putting everything all together in context, if you're going to join the industry as a fabricator or you're going to make it tough, there's some certain things you have to put in place. If you're going to solve problems, make sure that the problems you're solving, they're economically viable. Things like, now this is a perfect time to go into fabrication, because if you look at the current foreign exchange rate and they're going to bring things from the US, from the UK, from even China. You're paying a lot more for those things. And you have a lot of people in Nigeria that once it works perfectly, they don't care about their aesthetics. That doesn't mean you shouldn't focus on your aesthetics or your UI, your user interface. But once this thing is done here, and you can save them a lot of money, they're going to jump at it. And once you get your marketing right, and you create a referral system whereby someone has bought it, can help you, can give you some props to other people, then you're good to go. Like I said, it always starts with mentoring, making sure that there's someone in the industry that's going to guide you, that will make sure that these are the ropes you should walk. These are the places you shouldn't walk. For instance, now, people wonder why I have perfect cuts. I'm sure a lot of people have never heard of laser cutters before. Now, laser cutters are what they use to do the inscription of tombstones. Now, see how I use laser cutters. But an average person will use a laser cutter to probably write a tombstone, to start writing in a memorial or something. But there are million and one ways you can use these things. You understand? So it all comes to people need to understand that you don't just jump into an industry. You have to kind of, even if you don't use word mentoring, you have to make sure you hold on to someone and you make sure that you watch that person through those things. That's why you see that in the East, apprenticeship isn't child's play. You don't just say you open an electrical store. So that's it.
Wow. Like, I mean, I was enjoying the conversation, and, I'm like learning and thinking at the same time, like, how do we scale this? This is like a billions of dollars industry. How do you get to a point where we could actually start fabricating things locally and we can use our own local stuff? You have two questions already thrown at you. So I'm going to quickly take one of them before we move on. Okay. So Kenneth Ogbo Ozaze said, Tunde, how do you deal with the perception that you're a jack of all trades? I would add a follow-on question to that. When you fabricate a product, should you just scale the product? Because right now you're like a mad inventor. You're just inventing and building stuff based on problems that people throw at you. Question is, how do we get to the point where we can actually scale that invention? So for instance, let's take an example. You built a movable rotating what do you call it, banner or stuff for churches that I saw. This movable stuff that you did with an old tire ring, and you built something and it became beautiful. Now, how do you scale that to an industry of 10,000 churches, businesses? How do you scale that? Do you get an
I think first of all, man, in due time, in all things fall into place in due time. You see, here's the issue with me. So like I take things a lot easy, right? I'm not getting younger, and I look at it that these things can actually become multi-billion industries. But I look at it that by time, in due time, things fall into place. Not necessarily because I'm trying to say that I want to play the little league or anything, but the fact that I'm trying to change. So the fact that I look at things, I take things easy, one step at a time. I don't want to get to a point where I feel that because I should be doing better than I'm currently doing, that I should not start looking for investors up and down. I think by the time I get to a certain stage, people will look at what I'm doing, and an investor will say to them, "Come, let's scale it.
Yeah,
let's scale it." So that solves that issue. I don't really, because as it is now, in my interest to know that I still build a lot of things for fun. Do you understand? I still build a lot of things for fun.
Wow.
I reject a lot of offers that someone comes saying he wants to build. The reason why I built the kiosk was because it was my friend. I didn't do that just because of money. We were having fun. We're having a lot of fun.
Wow. So you're doing what you love and you're making money from it. Simple.
Simple. That's it.
So to back to Kenneth's question, how do
you do the perception that I'm a jack of all trades? Okay, you see, first of all, I think I don't want to blow my trumpet, but I think I'm gifted. I know I'm gifted anyway, because the truth of it is that I do a lot of things. I've done a lot of things in my life. If I tell you that I once wrote movie scripts, there's a part of me that people don't know. I don't talk about that. And I rest those things. I don't raise them up, except I'm playing around. I need to tell people about who I am. I once wrote movie scripts. I didn't write Nigerian movie scripts. I didn't write Nollywood movie scripts. I was writing Hollywood standard science fiction and psycho thriller scripts. That was for fun. I never talk about that. That is a phase of me that has passed. I once was learning sound engineering for my friend, or my friend's music studio. Their dad had the studio, and we're like, okay, the days of LG, the tribesmen. I'm talking of like 99, 2000. We used to jam in the studio. I was once a studio geek. You understand? That's another phase as well. You see, what people think you're a jack of all trades, what they don't understand is that these are phases you get into. If your phase pays your bills, you enjoy that phase. I can still design a logo for you it doesn't take me anything to do a standard world-class logo for you. It's in me. I still develop apps. I still do web. But fabrication is more of a thing that pays the bills. And I focus on that. So when people think that you're a jack of all trades, the actual fact is that you just have a talent in doing a lot of things. It doesn't mean that you make these things commercial. You don't beat your chest that, okay, commercially, you do this. A lot of times people come to me for web jobs, and I pass them on to younger web designers that I don't really have that energy and time to start. I've been standing in front of the computer for like 22 years. I don't plan to still stay in front of the computer much longer in my life. So, but I can still do my quick designs and supervise my fabrication. And the fabrication seems to be an interesting area that is virgin. So I'm sticking there. There's so many. In 2000, when I started web development in 99, you could count the number of us doing these things now.
Yep.
So you were there now. So when you started web design, how many people were doing what you were doing? And we've been there all through the years, and we're still there. But now we're no longer focusing major into. I don't compete on projects. If I see a project that's something, I let it go and I focus on it. But fabrication, I can play around and say, come, let's bid for this now. Game on. But web, no. Fabrication, fun. So that's it for me.
Beautiful. Uloma, my episode 20 guest, lovely guest. She tore down the roof. Her video is trending, on my YouTube channel. She asks us a question. She says, "Hi, Tunde, Simeon. Great job, you guys. So Tunde, how have you been able to overcome the made in Nigeria stigma, and how did you conquer, that in business?"
Okay, so you see, this is a very interesting topic, and I think you should make this a topic for another discussion, not a general discussion on made in Nigeria. You see, the concept of made in Nigeria as a stigma, I think it's funny because the truth of it is that there are some industries that the made in Nigeria, we don't send the made in Nigeria stigma. The truth of that's just the truth. The made in Nigeria stigma doesn't apply to some industries. My light doesn't really apply. It's what I do. Because the fact is that I'm even proud to say that I made this stuff. And a lot of people are more confident saying, oh, they bought something that they know someone made. So that if anything goes wrong, they know who to run to. Now,
yeah, I did that.
It might interest you to know that. Now, let's use a typical LED ring lights. LED ring lights are freaking, you can see different variants. They're really, really cheap ones. They come from China. But once it goes kaboom, you can't replace the rings. You're going to have to get another one. So it's not that they're pieces in, you're taking what you can still use in that, the former one you had, probably your tripod stand, and you can say, okay, you're finding a way to adapt it to the Nigerian market, to the Nigerian environment. So the truth of it is that when you use the word made in Nigeria, no one says that when is an Ankara dress that was made by your tailor. No one compares that to a dress made in the US or the UK because they are different natures. The made in Nigeria stigma, probably if you want it to disturb you, if you want it to bother you, then you can carry it on your head. But for certain industries, it doesn't really apply. Because I'm even proud to say that it's probably made in Nigeria. I was like, oh, we didn't use the word that it's probably made in Nigeria. It was probably made by me. Why should I start attaching the Nigerian thing to it? I made it now. Why was wrong with Nigeria that it's made in Nigeria? I made it. So it's probably made. So to answer you, just probably made by you. Forget all these issues that people will now start saying, oh, this is made in Nigeria. It's you now start having this kind of psychological complex that okay, no, it doesn't apply to everything. So
beautiful. I mean, I like that. I've always believed that a lot of people are going to hate me. What do I do? What do I care? Like, you hate me, hate whatever I do, but I mean, I'm giving value to the people that I need to give value to, and I'm earning, a keep from it. Yeah. So Kenneth says, thanks. Each trade is a face. Thank you, Tunde. So at the end of the day,
yes,
this is like when I sat down and I was like trying to like think about what would make Africa big, what would make the continent blow out, and I realized that we have a lot of metals, we have a lot of raw materials, we have a lot of things that we could actually solve our own problems. Where do you think that fabrication, invention, hardware invention, fabrication can be? Like, for instance, you started with COVID. I saw the maths that you were doing. I saw the video you did about 2 days ago. And a lot of other things. Like, I've seen people do PPEs, which is personal protective equipment. I've seen people do face masks. I've seen people do like the shield. I've seen a lot of things. There's these computers that I even bought for my kids that somebody built, like desktops that you'd configure, and it has training, schooling. Like, Nigerians are doing a lot of stuff. Africans are doing a lot of great stuff. But how do we take it to the next level? Do you think investors have to come in? Do you think investors are focusing on the wrong things right now? Which is software, which is health.
Okay, awesome. So let me tell you something. I try to avoid things like talking politics, but it's unfortunate that we have to still go back into politics, right? And I think until we have a president that understands that things should be done, should value our human capital and our human resources, we're not going to get things right. Now, even if it means that the president understands that, then we also need a national assembly that understands that they have to first patronize made in Nigerian things so that they can inspire people. They can be confident in people that fabricate and make things locally will go up, would tremendously increase. So that takes me to Innocent Motors. There's no reason why our House of Assemblies in all the 36 states, House of Assemblies in all the 36 states, the Senate, the House of Reps do not use made Nigerian cars. Do you understand? It always starts from there. You see, there's a message you pass across.
Yeah, Tunde, but there could be an argument. There could be an argument in the sense.
On top. Yes. I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, actually, there could be an argument that if you make everybody buy Innocent, it means that you're depriving the country of foreign exchange that might become from investments from the likes of Toyota, say, for instance, let's assume Elon decides, hey, I want to move to Africa and I want to build a plant in Nigeria for solar, for electric vehicles. How do you, if you're going to say you can't buy an Elon Musk's Tesla car, wouldn't that deprive Africa of foreign exchange? So, for instance, Dubai is built purely on exports coming from outside, but maintaining that tourism factor within their own ecosystem that they've created. So wouldn't it be a depriving if you make a policy that says everybody use made in Nigeria products and don't use foreign products?
Okay, so basically I'm not necessarily agitating or saying that it's just compulsory, but I'm saying that you see when there's some little things you do that change people's mindsets. Like, let me give you the biggest challenge that fabrication faces in this country. So basically, if I have an idea and I'm making something locally, the biggest challenge I have is scale. And that scale, when someone wants a lot of it, and someone sees my idea and says that, okay, he's going to China and he's going to tell China that, so he's manufacturing in Canada. You see what this guy is doing. And you guys can do this. And you guys help me do it. Scale. You know, they've got that scale. They've got that scale ability. And they now do it and they import it. Import it to the country. Now, you see, here's the challenge. Here's what happens. Money bags don't really care about you being an inventor. And they don't care about your fabrications. Money bags are concerned about Naira and Kobo. They're concerned about what he brings. They're what banks. And you know for a fact that this is what being an importer is all about. Because once you can import something and you have the market, if you have the money, you close your eyes and look how much you're going to use to import it. You're going to close your eyes and look how much you're going to clear your goods. But the important thing is like itself. And the funny and the interesting thing is that our population is a combination of the Nigerian population is a combination of the population of Senegal, Gambia, Ghana, Liberia put together. So we first don't consume those things before our population will consume whatever it is the importer has brought in, because he has that financial might to do those things, right? Now, so I grew up very close to Alaba International, and I used to go to Alaba International a lot when I was much younger, and I was surprised at the number of French-speaking countries that came to buy things in Alaba. So that simply tells you that the Nigerian hub is what feeds the rest of West Africa. Until when policies are put in place to first even favor local fabrication, because local fabrication is going to increase engagement, it's going to employ people, and it's also going to eventually mean we're going to solve the problems of we're creating a market for not only Nigeria, but we're creating a market for the sub-Saharan Africa and West Africa, and then start. So until we put these things in place, and no hard feelings, I still stand by what I said. Until when people like us are given preference and policies are made to favor them so that they can keep employing people. If we keep on saying that Elon Musk and all that, South Africa and maybe the other countries that want to come and put plants in Africa, there's no reason why Nigeria should not be the China of Africa. We've got the population now. We've got the manpower. We've got the skill. See how well Nigerians in the UK and the US are excelling. You see, why you see how well they're excelling, it's because of the environment. It's because they're an environment that understands and values their hard work. Mm-hmm. We keep on saying that we want to keep on be biased with saying that, okay, we want to be purely capitalist. I want to earn foreign exchange. I think at the end of the day, we still shoot ourselves in the foot. And we're still shooting ourselves in the foot. That's just true.
Wow. So there's a question I want to throw at you before the time runs out.
Yeah.
Should we focus on India or China? Let me explain what I mean by the question. So there's the two pure divide. India is focused on software, is focused on building capacity for software, support and things like that. China is built on industrialization, building fabricators, building stuff like that. What would you, if you had the chance to meet President Buhari today, what would you tell him to focus on? Become an India or become a China?
Okay, so good question. I'll say we become China. Because,
well, I mean, you're biased towards that because you're enjoying your life right now in fabrication and inventing.
Yeah, it's obvious that we have to become a country like China. You see, the thing about us saying we want to be like India is it's fun. It's very, very, it's a dicey one, because tech is wonderful, no doubt about that. But there's so much tech out there that even before we say we want to start creating tech that will be consumed by Nigeria itself, it's going to take a long time. It's going to take a really, really long time. And tech, no doubt, is the way to the future, is the future. But honestly speaking, considering with all what's on ground, even let's look at COVID, a lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of people, life is not going to remain the same again. So people have to find ways of actually finding their own little clusters to create stuff that they can push out there. I don't really see tech doing too much in numbers for us, but I see fabrication doing a lot more in numbers for us.
Cool.
So that's it.
I mean, Charles also seconded you saying China. I don't know if you have a contrary view, you can post it on the question and segment. And should Nigeria focus on being a software-driven company or a hardware innovative country? I mean, the last question I would have is, where do you see the future of fabrication? So let's assume that the government does not help us, in quote. They don't build, So what you see in America is someone comes up and says, let me build a platform for kitchens. So I just build something and get all the cooks to just come use my kitchen and they deliver their food. So my job is just to provide a platform where I have burners, I have ovens, I have different things that you can come use, pay, and you don't have to get facilities. The same thing is happening in China, where you find a huge factory that can cut, that can dice, that can that can create different things, that can make rubber, make different things. And all I just need to do is just pay for time, use this facility, and go away. If the government doesn't create this, where should we look?
Okay, interestingly, let me tell you how these things work. And investors are funny, right? Sometimes investors need some little pointers and signals of confidence, having confidence in the people that invest in. And I think that's why I say that sometimes just keep doing what you do. Just keep doing what you do. When you keep doing what you do, the people that graduate, they're looking at you and they're like looking at it that, okay, we come to the point whereby we say we want to be, if the government is going to do this, we're going to do this by ourselves. Why? Because at the end of the day, if we don't do this by ourselves, we are ultimately are all going to suffer. And that's what has gradually happened with COVID coming in. See, what I've seen is that some 10 years ago, the machines are used these days, like laser cutters. A lot of people didn't have these cutters. But when the demand for these machines increased, more and more people now start importing these machines so that we can do our cuts, we can do.
Wow, we lost Tunde there, but we just had a little more time, about 3 minutes more, but I'll see if we can get him back. But I mean, the conversation has been around, you can build stuff yourself. Okay, so Tunde is back, I think. Yeah, so Tunde is back. So please go ahead, Tunde.
So basically, more and more machines are going to come into the industry. And that's the good news. When more machines come into the industry automatically grows. Do you understand? That's how China is. Because you see, in China, you can get to a place that all people do are just knobs. And you see that they have streets and across in villages that all you're looking for is just a knob. And that's what they just manufacture and all that. We're going to get to that point whereby people bring in machines. And those machines do that specific thing. And a very good example of this, what I'm saying is ABBA, the leather cluster. So the more you study ABBA, it gives you an insight into what industrialization is going to be in the future in Nigeria. Because the truth about it is that ABBA is doing pretty very, very well. But a lot of people are oblivious about it because they've never been there before. Or they don't follow what's going on there. And they don't have. So once you see, when I say that ABBA is going to give you a peep into what the future of industrialization is going to be in Nigeria, then that, as long as Abba is making that progress, then it gives you a steady peep into our future. So that's it.
Wow, great. Thank you, Tunde. We're running out of time. We have about 2 more minutes. If you have any question, please, I have Tunde for another 2 to 3 minutes. Please shoot your questions. If you have any other questions, if you don't, I mean, you could always watch this video on YouTube, connect with Simeon on YouTube, and you'd always be able to watch this video. It's going to be there for over a year, and you can always come back to watch it. Thank you, Tunde. I mean, I have been blessed by what you've spoken about today. I mean, you are an awesome guy. You're an awesome guy.
Thanks for the privilege.
My family loves you. You've worked with us. And
yeah, you know that anytime I drive past the MM2, or anytime I have to drop someone at the airport, I remember us walking at the airport overnight.
Exactly.
Being with you at 11 p.m. It's going being at the local MM2 airport at 12 p.m. was work. That's it. So it's wonderful. It's nice to have the privilege.
I mean, it's awesome. People don't know what you go through when you build stuff. People like, you just woke up yesterday and you built a company. And guys, we slept at the airport. We fought over the phone 12 midnight. Is it up? We need to launch in the morning, 8 a.m.
It's a privilege.
You go to the hospital and you see that someone is doing some awesome stuff. You have to just celebrate the person. So today you are a celebrant for today. Thanks for coming to the studio. Awesome guys doing awesome things, and we would always be around to make sure that we patronize those that are doing wonderful stuff. And just like my friend Bayo would say, Bayo Lion, buy from your friends. Make sure they succeed. Don't negotiate stupid prices. Negotiate and pay your friends. Make sure your friends.
Once you do things, that's what I tell people that. Once you do things for the love of it, then you won't just do things at any price. Because it's when you're doing things for money that you might likely compromise and start saying, okay, we'll take close offers and say, when I reject offers, people just look at me like, but the truth is that convenience, your peace of mind is more than all these things.
I agree. Yeah. Thank you very much, Tunde, for being in the studio. Thank you. I have been privileged. God has been very faithful. I've gone through these stories. I've gone through a lot of people, and most times I just sit down and I just watch other people's stories, and I'm like, wow. So I'm not the only one going through this stuff. I'm not the only one hustling like this. I think it's interesting to share this with everybody listening out there. The hustle is real. Guys are doing it and they're getting it done. I've learned 3 things from Tunde today. One is do what you love. Once you're doing what you love, you're happy. I mean, it gives you peace of mind. At the same time, it makes your pocket swell. So just do what you love. Number 2, consistency. Stay true to yourself. Just be consistent. Deliver good quality service. Just be consistent about it. People are watching you, and they're definitely going to come after you in the long term. 3, don't believe or listen to what people are saying. People are going to talk about you. They're going to say different things about you. Just stay true to yourself. Pass the faces as it comes, and just enjoy yourself. Thank you today for coming to the studio. God bless you. Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, and that was Tunde Mo Aguda. He is an excellent fabricator, an excellent innovator. Just think about it. Tell him you have this problem. Tunde is going to fix it for you. And he's building an industry that from years to come, a lot of us are going to find, very captivating, very wonderful. So please, if you want to get connected to Tunde, no problems. Just shoot me an email, Simeon, connect with Simeon@gmail.com, and I'll connect you guys. You need to know people like Tunde. Tunde is an awesome guy to know. He just thinks about, just tell him today, I have a leak. I want to figure out a way to solve this leak. And he's going to just think about it and fix it for you. Having said that, I still work with a company called Connected Analytics. They sponsor the show. Thank You Cash is our product. You could always go to thankyoucash.com, download the Thank You Cash mobile app, where you can get awesome deals. Wherever you buy airtime, you buy, different services, you get stuff, and they're going to be launching something very soon. It's taking us some time, but we're trying to perfect a lot of things to make sure that once we do push it out there, it will come in handy. We already have lined up 500. We already lined up medical facilities for you. We've lined up a lot of things. We're gonna go big on this. We're gonna make sure that we make you proud. Thank you very much. God bless you for coming through today. Thank you for listening to the show. And next Friday, which is our next episode, we're going to be having some awesome people in the house. And I'm not going to leak the secret, but just stay tuned on my Facebook page, my Facebook profile page, on YouTube. Connect with Simeon, and you will hear every single thing. And you can also connect with me directly. I also mentor. Currently, Google for Startup is happening. I'm also one of the mentors there, so you could always reach out to me. FI Finance Institute is starting very soon. I also mentor there, so you could always reach out to me and we could talk. I've built a lot of wonderful stuff in the past, and I'm still building something awesome today. So I could always you could also reach out to me and get connected, and we could always be together. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for learning something new. Just like Tunde said, go to YouTube, learn something, do something, get yourself. Until next time, this is me saying ciao.
Look around you. Where you are right now, as you're watching this, look around your house. There are tools you have you're not using that can actually fetch you a whole lot of funds.
Forget about what people are saying. Don't listen to what people are saying. What people say about you or think about you is none of your business.
Many entrepreneurs want to build a business at the same time feed from the business. It cannot work. In Lagos,
But you just get to do something. Stop waiting for manna to fall from heaven.
never you at any point think you have 100% strength. It's not possible. So as a leader, you focus on your strength 100%, then your weakness, you get someone to fill it in. Now, the person you are bringing in, ensure that the person's weakness is your strength.
You have to come with something to the table. So what are you coming with as a woman? What are you bringing? Is it your intellect? Is it your beauty? We all know that beauty doesn't help anybody. If not, I'll be where Dangote is today.
Please, if you are listening to me, don't try and sell what is not sellable if you don't have the funds to push it.
Thank you for connecting with Simeon Ononobi today. Live sessions hold every Tuesday and Friday at 5 p.m. Please turn on post notifications for live updates.